So I want to talk about the fruit of this time. You know, this time where you are tired, where you are weak, where you are fatigued, where you have entered into a new season. But you're entering into this new season and you still feel beat up from the last season. Let's just keep it real. Keep it funky. You are still recovering from last season. You are still feeling the effects of your last season. God is telling you, arise, get up, walk into the promise, lay hold of the promise today. Not as though it's happening next week, not as though you're in transition, but realize today. Walk in the newness of life that the Lord has given you. And so many may be asking the question, it doesn't feel like a new season. It doesn't feel like anything has changed. It doesn't feel like the promised land. Gosh. It don't feel like all of the things that the Lord has shown me. But what is the promise? Gosh. It is not the money. It is not the car. It is not the house. It is not the job. It is not the new ministry. It's not the fancy clothes. It's not the fancy hair, the fancy nails. It's not all of the people that finally see you and receive you and accept you and have validated the call on your life and stamped you approved in the Christian community as one that has arrived. It's not the foundation of the promise. I need you to know that. I need you to understand that, because so many people have that, but they don't have peace. So many people have that and they don't have rest. So many people have that and their very souls are disturbed, are rocked. So many people have that and are imprisoned by that. Some people have that and they're not able to move in authenticity. Some people have that and they are enslaved by it and they are being puppeteered and mastered by it. Some people have that and have come under the power of that. You got to understand. The promise is in the renewed mind that is surrendered, that is submitted to God and focused on the things of God, not the things of man. The promise is in the purity of heart, who is in love with fully and completely first God himself. And then because of that is able to love others as it loves itself. Gosh. It's this renewed spirit. It's this quickened spirit that is alive, that is vibrant, that is leading, that is in charge, that I'm full of. Gosh, it's in a soul that's surrendered and submitted to Jesus Christ. You see, all these things, when we begin to talk about the promise, it is a mind, it is a heart, it is a spirit, it is a soul. It is every aspect of my very being that is handed over to Jesus, that is laid at the feet of Jesus, that is on the cross, so that I receive peace and rest. You see, when I surrender, when I submit my very body as a living sacrifice to the Lord in this way, I have full trust in the Lord. Yeah, you can't give your whole being over to something you don't trust. Yeah, I do this because I trust in you. I do this because my faith, my belief is in you. In contrast to what my natural mind wants to go in, wants to be in, wants to walk in. When it goes against everything that makes sense, I trust and believe in you anyways. Gosh, I want to ask you today, do you trust? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? You see, that's where the surrender, that's where the submission comes in. How do I do it? I place all my trust, I place all my faith in him, no matter what it looks like. I cast my worries, my anxieties, my fears over to you. And I just trust you with it. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it sounds like, I simply give it all over to you. I really trust you with it. You see, that's how you're able to move in ways that is indicative of you entering into God's peace, you entering into God's rest. Because in actuality, that's what you're doing. I'm resting. I'm in peace. I may be in movement, yes, but my very soul, my very soul is soothed by the fact that I know God got me, despite what it looked like. You see, do you know you could be following God and you could be, who are you relying on, him or you? Trying to make sure you got everything right. You don't miss a step. You don't do anything wrong. And you do everything right. You do everything perfect. No, I know in spite of that, God has me. I just trust God and I move with God and I let everything else be what it's going to be. Your only responsibility in this season, don't you see? It's simply to move with God. That's all. Oh, I got it. I need to sit at the feet of God. I need to find out exactly what it is that he wants from me. Maybe I don't know what he wants from me 2, 3, 4 days from now, but I need to figure out the steps for today. And the way how I figure it out is I go sit at the feet of Jesus Christ and I allow him to tell me. And I rest in that. Am I taking the steps that the Lord told me to take today? Then that's enough. No matter what it looked like, no matter what it sounded like, no matter what I encounter, I'm going to rest in God. and call it good. Talk soon.